All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Pirate 101 campaign, where last week we decided to eat turkeys instead. And today someone is going to recap, and I don't know who it is.
I can do it. I got it. All right. So last time in the Pirate 101 campaign, we had a interesting session where we got to meet a new adventurer group, known as the Dark Heroes. That name might be pending as well as our name, but the Dark Heroes was a group of adventurers who had a mission in the what is it called? The Island of Doom, something like that. Anyway, they were tasked to get some information about the Armada's activities up in the jungle. And so we decided to team up with them temporarily and to go help them in their investigation. And so once we got there, we split up into two different groups where Quinn and Devin went with Ratbeard and Corbin from the other group. And we all went to explore a gold mine and figure out what was going on there. While Max Ferris and then from the other team, Bonnie, Nami, and Kiartan went into the jungle to explore that. In the gold mine, we found out that the Armada isn't taking any of the gold, which was a bit of a surprise to us. But they do want the Saurian quartz that they occasionally find, and they've been giving the miners supplies and all that good stuff to keep them in good rapport with them. While we were there, we also found a very special, a very high-ranking Armada person there by the name of Deacon, who is overseeing things, which Quinn was very upset to see and does not like him. And then, meanwhile, on the other side of the jungle, everyone found a horde of undead Saurians fighting the Armada. And with that information, we headed back. We had a bit of a run-in with pirates from Scrimshaw earlier in the session as well. But we made to the Skull Island Republic, where Bonnie Ann reported on her mission to some unknown, their unknown benefactor, and we ended the session with a mechanical bird giving us a bit of a visit.
All right, yeah. So you can go ahead and take the inspiration.
Hooray!
And the other team, they went and saw that the Armada was seemingly pushing towards the Isle of Doom, and a bunch of the Saurians were running amok out there, a lot more than we saw earlier. And so yeah, this little bird has landed on the deck of the ship. Well, more like on the railing of the ship. What do you do?
I'm sorry, I don't remember this bird at all.
I'm same
Oh, it
here.
just landed there. That's
I
all I did,
remember it.
lol.
Okay.
I remember it. Can confirm that it was there.
Okay. Glad to see I wasn't the only one who didn't remember.
Yeah,
I don't remember this bird.
Okay. Well, while everyone stares in awe on it, I'll walk over it and maybe like poke it.
It seems it's looking around for something. Is Quinn on deck?
Yes. I think we're in a tavern, right? Because we're in the Skull Island Republic, right?
Oh, I
No, we're
assume
on
that
a-
you guys were at the dock. Yeah,
Either
I guess.
way, I'm there with a group.
Yeah, wherever you are. It's going to fly over to Quinn.
Whoa.
And are you going to let it land on you, or are you just going to make it flap its wings in front of you?
I'll hold out an arm for it.
All right. It lands on on your arm, and it begins to relay a message to you, and it says, to Quintarius 50. And this is Deacon's voice, I am requesting that you return to the Armada as per the instructions of your order of creation. You are overdue for the 4-year maintenance timing of your frame. And as per the agreement with the Skull Island Republic, to any who may be harboring this soldier, troopers of the Armada are not allowed to be stolen, reprogrammed, or utilized as private property, and returned upon request to their homeland in exchange for Valencia to keep her forces outside of the Republic's borders for all non-emissarial matters.
Well, they're already not really doing that anyway, are they?
No.
Well, you could take your orders and your maintenance and shove them where the sun don't shine, pal. Not realizing this might be like a recorded message. I think like it's like the sending spell is the only way you can do this. Why isn't he responding?
The bird is just kind of twitching a little unhinged, looking at Quintarius.
Is it waiting for some sort of response?
I assume so. I'm just trying to think what I want to... If I really want to say what I think of that clockwork. Tell Deacon, little bird, that I was left for dead on a mission, and that if maintenance wasn't important then, it sure isn't important now. I have other duties that I must attend to.
All right. The bird begins to outstretch its wings, takes a couple of flaps, and then goes off into the night.
You know,
Do you think I should have been ruder to it?
I wonder if we should have just destroyed it.
I was about to say the same thing, Devin. Like,
I mean, you could shoot at it if you wanted to.
Oh, it's still in range?
Yeah, I'm gonna aim
it's
my
not
finger
that
at...
fast.
Give me the order. I'm like aiming a firebolt at it.
Well,
shoot
then,
it!
Mr. Ferris, fire at will.
Yeah, I'll fire a firebolt at it.
All right, make an attack roll.
Am I +6 now, or am I? Yep, I'm +6. Watch me miss it miserably. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was a warning shot, bird.
I mean, you can make a second one at disadvantage for the long-range shot.
You might want to assist here, Devin. I think it'll give more of a message if you do it too.
Yeah, I'll try to shoot it down, I guess.
So it's disadvantage for both of us?
Yeah.
So cantrips don't have long range.
I'm like, oh, that's fair. What is the?
I guess
the
what I'm
range on
getting
both
at
of
is
these spells?
if it's out of range of the normal range of the spell, which is 120 feet in both cases, then we just can't hit it.
All right. Well, I think there's one of you who still can if he wants to.
Alrighty then.
May or may not have a bonus action to help him with the disadvantage.
Alright. Plus, what are we
He's
at
gonna
here?
get a nat 20, I swear.
21.
21.
Well, it definitely hits.
So you both make your shots. They fizzle out, and then you hear just a, and then smashing of pieces on the ground. In the
Max is
distance.
standing behind you with like the bow held out and his paw looking like he just let go of the arrow.
Yeah.
That one
Good,
wasn't
good.
an accident.
Yeah,
Kevin flashes him a thumbs up.
it's a good thing I marked it for you with that firebolt and giving you an ample opportunity to shoot it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely wouldn't have hit it without that.
I know. It's just to show the friendship between us and the camaraderie, and it's pretty great. Anyway, it's down. You might want to go retrieve your arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just kind of steps over and gets it.
Don't eat the. I don't think you want to eat the bird. It's I think it'll be a little tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to salvage the bird?
Yes, actually.
Oh yeah, there's clockwork in there.
Parts and neat things in there.
I would be interested to see it. I haven't seen one of these before.
All right.
Comes back
Uh,
with the shattered bird in his paws and just kind of offers it to Quinn.
All right. Make a investigation check at disadvantage because of its mangled state, and then Max moving it afterwards.
Imagine if there's a bomb in it or something.
Oh no, someone set us up the bomb.
Who do you want to make the check?
If you want, anyone who wants, I guess, can do it, but it's at disadvantage because it has been smashed, shattered, and then moved by Max. So parts of it might have fallen apart from that.
I probably would know nothing about this thing, so I'm
Yeah, same
gonna opt
here.
not to.
I'll take a look.
I didn't know we had
that way of
D202s.
D202s, man, we're playing a different type of game.
The best part is you got 202 out of your D202, or 2D202.
11.
10.
You know that it had a recording thing at one point. It might have also had navigational tools in it, you imagine. But everything else is just gear springs, wires, little pieces of metal that were thin enough to be able to take to the air with.
Is the recording crystal just like missing, or does it look like it got like destroyed?
Oh, it's totaled.
It got maxed.
Okay. I just want to make sure no one picked it up. Well, excellent work as always, Max. I apologize. That put me on the spot. I was honestly a little stunned. I didn't know exactly what to say or do in that moment.
It's okay. And thank you.
That being said, we probably want to get out of here. If I know Deacon, well, actually now might be a good time to explain a bit about him and how dangerous he is. Have any of you heard of him before?
Max shakes his head.
You mentioned him a few times, but not really.
Very well. I must warn you all that if this message has come directly from me, from Deacon, then anyone who travels with me will be in extreme peril. If you wish to part ways with me, I wouldn't take it personally.
You don't actually expect any of us to leave, do you?
Quinn he makes a gesture that is kind of like the equivalent of a smile for him as he kind of moves his hands and says, I knew I could count on you, but I always have to respect your wishes. I'm not joking when I say it's very dangerous, the situation we're in now.
Well, let's have it at least.
Very well. If you To understand Deacon, you need to understand a little bit about the Armada. The Armada were originally created as clockwork soldiers for the Polarian War for Valencia. I'm not exactly sure how they were initially made, or I guess how we were initially made. But regardless, we helped end the war between the great powers. But the first clockwork, and the leader of the clockworks, is someone known as Cain. Cain slowly began to take control of Valencia, and, well, now it's not so much Valencia as it is the Armada, but it just goes under the name of Valencia for diplomatic reasons. Regardless, I bring up Cain because Cain is the leader of all the clockworks. He's the leader of the Armada. They say that he's stronger, faster, smarter, more cunning than any mortal being, better than any natural creation of flesh. He has an inner council of very dangerous and very capable clockwork advisors. On that council, Deacon sits as his spy master and serves as his eyes and ears across the spiral. I worked directly for him for, well, ever since I was made. I was a special version of a dragoon, a special clockwork made to watch over nobility. At first it was under the rouse to protect them, but then those protections quickly turned into assassination missions. And to be honest, that's how I ended up here in Skull Island. The trip we made to the Isle of Doom was just one more assassination mission.
Oh, you should
Deacon
tell him
knows-
about who the target was.
I suppose so. The target for that mission was Lord Lorenzo, the noble I've spent the most time with and was tasked with guarding. Up until that point, the Armada had been fine just letting him conduct his own research. He was quite the scholar and a brilliant unicorn. But something changed, and I'm not entirely sure what. He took an interest to Skull Island and its mysteries. And that's when I got the order from Deacon, along with my crew, to have him killed and leave him as an accident. But while we were there, that's when all the Saurian magical stuff happened, and I gained a soul somehow, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it. So in the end, it didn't really matter. There were too many undead to fight off. And that's when you found me, Devin.
Right.
Well, what are your opinions on this Lorenzo now? Do you have any sort of directive to pursue him? In there still?
Lord Lorenzo is very firmly dead, and Quinn reaches inside an internal pouch and pulls out a very fancy, very high-class signet ring. When he saw that I was still trying to protect him, even after everyone else had turned on him and the undead were closing on us, he told me to take his ring and to get out of there. He said that a true friend shouldn't have to die with him. I think about that moment often. I have mixed feelings on the matter. Emotions were a brand new thing for me then, and I often look at many parts of my life as if it's almost as if everything is still there, but it's as if with emotions and with this clarity Soul has given me. It's almost as if I was seeing in black and white before, and only in retrospect I can see in color, see things as they really were.
Well, I'm with Devin on this. It's, I think we all have some mistakes we're not very proud of in our past, or have parts of us that we may regret now, and that's just my sort of attitude. We live in the present and look for the future. Maybe we could correct some of those mistakes somewhere along the line.
And will nod and say, I appreciate that, Ferris.
Oh, no problem, no problemo.
Again, I'm sorry if I've pulled you all into danger like this. I was planning on just laying low, but now that Deacon has eyes on us, it'll be extremely hard to shake it, or shake his gaze. Even at this moment, I suspect he probably has a couple of people watching us in addition to sending this bird.
Do you think he knows it was destroyed?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, what I was hoping is that if it didn't return, he'd assume it got taken out by pirates or something.
I was just kind of hoping he wouldn't be able to track us, but it sounds like that's not the case.
Well, it obviously found its way to Quinn, so there's got to be something he knows about.
I don't know how he found out about us, but, well, he is a master spy for a reason.
What's everyone's passive perception?
Oh, not very good. Mine's probably
14.
12.
Right. 8.
I think mine is 10. It's 10 plus your wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 10 plus your perception. Like if you have proficiency.
Then 12.
Okay. Continue.
I would highly recommend we leave Skull Island.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Weren't we supposed to claim some sort of reward from the dodgy benefactor what's-her-face was talking about?
If I recall, I believe she said she would send us a portion of the loot, though I don't think we have a written agreement or anything like that, per se.
Well, I guess we should find another job and maybe get some rest first. Because we're in Skull Island right now, and we should probably find a place to sleep. And yeah, let's just head out on another voyage. Another voyage for the Sea Shanty 222.
It is a merry name, though I understand you're all tired and I don't have the same limitations as you, but I would recommend heading out immediately. We are in a place full of pirates, and if I know Deacon, he will likely put a bounty on our heads. Every pirate in the area will probably be looking for a strange clockwork. And, well, my disguise isn't exactly foolproof.
What say you, everyone else?
I have to agree, actually.
Max nods in agreement.
Okay. Well, where are we headed? Are we just gonna aimlessly float until we find something?
There is that storm gate east of Blood Shoals.
Yeah, we do have an air bubble now, so why not set sail?
You're gonna start setting sail at night.
Oh. That goes against everything we were talking about if we were going to go right away.
Or you're gonna go to sleep first and move out the next day.
Yeah. I guess so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
okay.
think we wanted to take off immediately.
All right. Well, you will be pushing for exhaustion here.
Wait, but I thought we didn't need to, we can just spend the, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, if you're gonna
Oh, I
push
thought
into
we-
the
I
night, you
thought we
guys will
were-
be doing an all-nighter and
'Cause you've already been
all-dayer.
traveling. 'cause
Yeah,
this is the end of the
that's
day.
why that's why I brought up like sleeping here too, is because
Yeah, I thought we were gonna sleep here.
yeah.
Oh.
Gwen's like, oh yeah, sleep. Whoops.
Yeah.
I mean, so technically I actually do need rest as well, so I would also be affected.
He's got to put oil in the joints.
Why don't we
Yeah.
spend the night at Max's? You can maybe sleep on the floor. Maybe fix the place up so you don't get evicted again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can mow the lawn.
Oh, I'll get my servant to do that. You don't have to worry about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We could also potentially see where Bonnie Ann is staying.
Yeah, if you want, I'll follow.
Your place is wonderful, Max. Don't get me wrong, especially with the wonderful additions we made to it. But I know One-Eyed Jack knows exactly where you live, and if he knows, well, other people might know as well. But I'm fine with going there as well if we wish.
Yeah, just
Why
I
don't-
said Max's because it's late and I don't want to go look for someone, but you know.
Let's just go to my place, yeah.
That sounds good with me.
To Max's house.
All right, and if that concludes the night, then the day will roll over.
Well, also I'll before we sleep, I'll ritual summon a Jiggins and he'll do some housework in the hour that I'm going to sleep.
Okay, and are you guys like keeping watch or just crashing?
Max would probably just crash and not worry about it since it's his house. He feels safe there.
I'll poof in Luna to fly into a tree or something and tell her to go wake me up if someone suspicious approaches the premises.
Quintarius is going to stay up all night.
Is that I can't remember. You have an inactive state, but you're still able to see and stuff, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like 4 to 6 hours. I can't move, but I'm still like conscious.
And the bat has blind sight, so if some unseen people decide to approach, she can see that.
Hmm.
And she hears really good.
But yeah, Quintarius though, he's not going to take the 4 hours standing still. He's just going to be on full alert all night.
Oh, so he's going to exhaust himself?
He's going to exhaust himself.
All right. So, during the I guess Luna has to sleep too at some point, doesn't she?
It's a magical bat. I don't know. It's up to you if you want to.
It's also a bat, and bats stay awake at night.
Yeah. Well, but she also
Yeah, I
did
guess
some
they
stuff
are.
during the day.
No,
But also, she probably sleeps until Ferris calls her.
Yeah.
I'll
Whatever
say that she will be awake for pretty much the most night hours of the day and be asleep coming closer to dawn.
Is it like the Pokeball situation when I dismiss it to the like pocket dimension?
You
What
might
is
come
the
out
vibe?
sleeping.
Well, I don't know about that one. I mean, it all depends. Do you think she'd be active, even unsummoned?
I mean, I think it's just going to be a case of essentially assume the bat is sleeping when it's unsummoned.
It's just further. It's like not a real bat. It's like a fake creature.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in that case, I think her being awake, the whole night should be fine. Since you're just summoning her basically for that one task.
All right, and as the last day of spring ends and the first day of summer starts, you feel it in the night as that amazing humid hotness comes around, and there's so many bodies in Max's house, and you've like maybe opened up a window and maybe there's some bugs flying around, but it just doesn't seem to have much effect on the mugginess of the night.
Kick off
And
the blanket.
yeah, throw off the blanket. And as the dawn approaches, you see the bat begin to swoop towards the house, Quintarius. It's
Luna,
like
you got anything?
4 a.m.
It can't talk to you.
She just goes straight past you and goes to Ferris and starts like chomping on his nose. Like,
I'm the greatest magician ever. Fear my power. Oh, what? What happened?
and the message that you get is orange grape is coming. Nice orange grape.
All right, I'm gonna wake everyone. We got an orange grape, guys. We got an orange grape.
What?
There's something out there.
Yeah.
Max just kind of rubs his eyes and sits up.
Are you gonna look for it, Quinn? Or are you looking at the team?
I'll look for it.
All right. You squint off into the distance and you see the visage of a familiar fox coming this way.
I believe Luna might be talking about Bonnie Ann.
That's someone suspicious. Or, that brings up some implications here. Let's see what she's all about.
And are you all going to go and meet with her?
Yeah. Just put on my jacket, even though it's like really hot now.
It's about the message.
Yeah. So like wiping beads of sweat off my forehead.
Yeah, and she comes up and says, I heard that you might be staying here. It helps that you also have a home in the Republic. Seems like you stay busy, so I thought I would collect my share and then give you yours before you could cast away.
Indeed.
And she gives you guys 415 gold
In total or each?
in total.
I do have a question, though. Who told you we would be here?
And she says to that, well, you know, Max has a neighborhood, and there are neighbors.
Yeah, she's right.
Yeah, just testing you, okay?
And she her tail like slowly swishes back and forth as she like studies the rest of you.
Out of character, I forgot. Do we have anything for her?
Like anything that she's looking for?
Yeah, she said she was collecting her share from us.
No, she was giving you your share.
Okay.
But during the silence, she's like, well,
Sorry, it's
okay.
4 in the morning. I am really out of it right now.
Yeah, that's understandable. I just wanted to make sure to get you guys early.
Yes, well, thank you very much for giving that portion, Bonnie Ann.
Mm-hmm. I told my benefactor about the Armada. Do you think that they would look for something here?
What do you mean by here? Like, this world in general, or the Republic specifically?
In the Republic specifically. The Isle of Doom is not part of the Republic.
Well, they seem more interested in what we were doing in the or what we saw on the Isle of Doom.
Probably not looking for nothing here, no.
Yes, but it's curious why Deacon would come. If they were looking for rocks or something similar, they would not have needed to send him, would they?
Deacon's here?
Deacon isn't at the Republic, at least not to my knowledge. But you said you saw him. Did you not?
This is true. We're not entirely sure why he's here.
Well, I do have to warn you, there is a mandate between the Republic and the Armada. If he comes looking for you, we won't be able to give you any amnesty.
So are you implying he's looking for us?
He might, however. Do you know any other clockworks that hang out around Skull Island?
Well, I
Being
just
kind
think I think you're being a little presumptuous. You're just thinking he's looking for us just because of that.
I'm not necessarily thinking that he's looking for you, but if he finds you while he's looking for what he's looking for, he would have every right to technically ask for Quintarius. And the Republic, at the very best, would only be able to look the other way. The agreement was contracted because we never thought that there would be a situation where the Armada would want something to be here, nor would we want them to have something here. We didn't think that there could be any any clockworks who would change their ways when that contract was created, and now I see it could be a problem for you. I hope it isn't, but it could be.
It's probably gonna come bite us eventually.
Do you know where you would want to go if that does happen?
World's a big place. And there, and if it isn't big enough, there's plenty more.
Do you even know which worlds connect to Skull Island?
What a stupid question.
Valencia.
I'm like pointing at Quinn, nodding.
As well as Mushu. The third I'm not so sure on.
There are 4 storm gates in Skull Island. 1 leads to Dragonspire, 1 leads to Mushu, 1 leads to Valencia, and 1 leads to Celestia. I'm sure you're familiar with the Mushu gate, gesturing to Max, and the Valencian gate, she gestures to Quinn. Do you know where the other 2 are?
We know where one of them is, but we don't know where it leads to.
Well, I could show you which one is which if you want to open up your map.
Not a bad idea.
Is it really that obvious? I'm a Clockwork Bonnie Ann.
Well, you kind of make those noises.
I oil every day, and as he says that, he like creaks like extra loud from like not like resting that night.
And she says, you do your best, but close inspection is not difficult if you know what you're looking for.
Maybe we can like make a skin suit for you. Well, not real skin, of course.
Yeah, Max kind of gives.
Yeah,
Everyone
Ferris
just
one
looks
way
at
to that.
Ferris.
that sounds disgusting.
Oh no, it'll be fake skin, I mean, all natural. You know.
Fake skin, all natural. What?
Yeah, all natural fake skin.
That
I'm
sounds
sure
like
there's.
real skin.
I'm sure there's a magic spell somewhere that can do that. I think it's called Conjure
Right.
Skin.
Oh well, if it's magic.
I am
Not
not
all
putting on
magics were
skin, you
meant to be
kidding?
played with.
What was that,
Quinn or Bonnie?
Bonnie?
She said, not all magics were meant to be played with.
I disagree.
At any rate, this storm gate to the east of the island next to Blood Shoals is the storm gate to Celestia. And the one north of Port Regal, to the west of what most would call the mainland, is the one to Dragonspire. I would assume that unless you are very desperate, you would only go for the gateways to Mushu or Celestia.
How are the states of both Mushu and Celestia currently?
The states above Mushu and Celestia? What do you mean? Like out of character? What
States
do you mean?
of Mushu and Celestia.
Yeah, like what's like the political leanings and like going on in some of these places. Is Mushu still in civil war?
Oh, gotcha. Bonnie Ann is going to say, Mushu is only open to foreigners in the Hamamitsu area, but it does allow you to access other worlds much more easily, such as, well, Marleybone, but it also lets you see a few others. So if you wanted to make a lot of distance, Mushu would be a good way to do so because all those storm gates can be found in the Hamamitsu area.
Well, I guess we don't have really any other jobs going on. I guess we could go sightseeing. That sounds fun.
Yeah, I'd actually love to do that.
So, the world of Mushu opens back up to Dragonspire, but it also opens up to Valencia, Wisteria, and Marleybone. I guess Wisteria is a lush, magical green world with Pigswick Academy on it. I don't think the Armada would chase you over there.
I don't know. I kind of don't want to go there. It's
But she said lush and magical.
It's not. It just has a bunch of That's how they get you, Max. They say it's lush and magical, but really it's bogged down by horrible rules and restrictions, and you just wouldn't like. You can't even enjoy it. It's like, yeah, it's awful.
Well, that's false advertising.
Yeah, exactly. We should not go there.
Well, you don't necessarily. You can go to other worlds as well, but again, you don't have to stay in any one place.
I know they do false advertising, Ferris, but she said that the Armada probably wouldn't go there. If they are following us and know that Quinn's with us, it might be a good idea to just lay low there for a day or two, maybe get them off our tail.
Let's just not go near that academy. Like, you heard Val talking about it, and I can tell you it's not as great as she made it to be.
Okay, but we can see the rest of it, right?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yes. Alternatively, there is Celestia open to you, though Celestia is not well structured. It seems to be rather anarchist, with different factions vying for control of it. More city-states are in control of the region than any central power.
So it's kind of like Skull Island.
I would say it's even less structured than Skull Island.
Oh,
We have the
wow.
Republic, we have Scrimshaw, but the Cutthroats, well, they're the embodiment of Celestia. That's where they come from. The things that you associate with Skull Island's anarchism is brought to you by Celestia. They want to make their own clans out here and take control of things because they couldn't do so in their own homes. It's also riddled with water. There is a Marleybonian expedition going on in Celestia to find some ancient magics, I've heard, but...
Oh, well, I do love water.
Really? I would have never guessed.
Well, I don't think you would like this much water. Where most worlds have a cloud barrier, underneath is ocean. There's very few islands on Celestia. The Marleybonians had to create domes to survive.
Well, it sounds like a good place to go fishing.
Wouldn't mind going scuba diving there.
You said they're looking for some sort of magic over there, Marleybone.
That's what it appears to be, though most Marleybonians are not able to cast magic.
Well, it checks out. I can't.
I don't know as much about Dragonspire as I wish I did. What's the deal there?
Well, what isn't there to know about Dragonspire? The draconian forces tried to wake the Titan and killed every human that was there. That world was their home, and now there are almost none of them. And those dragons continue to rule the area. The dragon Titan has not woken, but because of that very thin razor balance, no one goes there. Not to mention that even if you were to go there, you might run into one of those dragons, and they are quite powerful.
But usually you like put a silver lining there, but this place is just awful.
That's all I've ever heard of it is awful things. People don't come back.
That sounds like a challenge to a hardy
That's
bunch
what
of.
I was thinking.
If you want a challenge, Celestia sounds like a more survivable one, at least.
Yeah, I'm not foolhardy. I don't want to go get eaten by a giant titan or dragon or whatever. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna avoid there.
Well, those are your options that I think are available to you. I'll let you make the choice. I wish you well. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Yeah, yeah, it's not meant to be played with, but once you understand it, then yeah, a very useful thing.
I think that's it then. Thanks, Bonnie.
You're
I
welcome.
guess one last question. Have there been any bounties posted? Any new bounties?
Not that I can think of. Why?
Just checking. Thank you for your help, Bonnie, and for all the suggestions. We really appreciate it.
Well, glad I could do my part. Hope to see you again. And I'll be waiting for my crew for the next few days. So, if you aren't pushing off immediately, I'll be staying around the neighborhood, and she kind of points to like another cabin, like pretty much on the other side of the Republic, closer to Avery's side of things.
Okay.
Thanks
And,
again.
Yep, she stands up and gives each of you a nod and then walks off.
Well, where do you guys want to go? It seems like we're not going to be staying here, so.
Indeed.
I don't know. It's a hard call between Mushu and the lush magical place. I forgot its name.
Celestia?
Yeah.
Or Wisteria.
No. Wisteria. That one was it. That one was it.
Oh, I thought you said the less magical place.
No, no.
Oh.
I forgot exactly what I said.
Hmm.
It's 4 a.m. I'm gonna get more sleep.
Yeah, maybe we should not rack our brains right now and, throw off the jacket. There's just like sweat caking me.
Max
Yeah.
climbs into one of his boxes and goes back to sleep.
Yeah.
What do you think, Devin? As Quinn watches the rest of them just curl up and go back to sleep.
Problem is, I'm not sure what our long-term objective is. That makes it kind of hard to weigh in, you know?
That's a good point. I imagine we still want to be picking up jobs on the side,
I suppose you're right.
which, if that's the case, then Wisteria may be a little too peaceful of a place. It might be difficult to get work of our type over there. But it might have unknown challenges. I can't see the future, so.
Well, if our interest is in trying to pick up jobs, then somewhere like Celestia that is organized similar to here might be our best answer.
I agree with that. I don't know how dangerous it'll be, but I think we could handle it.
It depends on
The
if the
other-
Armada has any kind of a hold there like they do here.
I'm unsure. I haven't heard of an Armada outpost in Celestia, but well, there wasn't one in Skull Island until recently.
And again, if all it really takes is them setting up a bounty on your head, that's probably the worst place we could go.
Fair enough. Mushu, I think, is also a good place. They're not very receptive to foreigners, but we might be able to figure something out. At the very least, it gives us more options that we can readily choose from.
And it might help shake them off our tail.
That's true. I don't know. Valencia can bully around a small place like the Skull Island Republic. Trying to pull that kind of weight in a place like Mushu would be far more difficult.
I think we should consider staying in Wisteria for at least a couple days until the heat dies down. Then we can head off for somewhere else.
Very well. I'm fine either way. I think heading to Mushu or Wisteria, though, is probably our safest option. If we go to Wisteria, we have to go through Mushu anyway, so...
Exactly.
Well, thank you for your input, friend. You
No
can
problem.
feel free to get some more rest. I'll watch from here.
Gotcha.
Okay, Gwen will keep watch until everyone's awake again and ready to go.
All right.
Well,
So, also question:
Mhm.
Are those new spells on the table now for the illusion book?
Yes.
All right. And question number 2: since I have ritual caster, and some of these spells are rituals, how would I go about putting those in my ritual book?
The same way you would normally do it. You'd have to find a scroll, find a page, and staple it in there like a wizard. If I recall, that's how it works normally, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. It just says if you come across a spell in written form, such as a magical spell scroll or wizard spell book, you might be able to add it to your ritual book.
I believe there's a whole
So-
thing.
I think I'm getting what you're pointing at here. You want to pull up a spell in your spell book from this list, and then
You're
write
basically
it down over
transplanting
into it.
Only the ritual ones, though, it's allowed.
Right.
I'm like, I'll let you have the level 1 spell versions of it, but for the level 2 ones, you're gonna have to like spend some time doing that. You'll have to spend an AP
Well-
to do that.
Yeah, I can only. Well, it takes 2 hours and 50 gold to do it still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, so I have to have it as like my chosen spell for the illusion in order to do the transplanting, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I am going to switch it to level 1s. I'm keep on going. I'll tell you what I choose later.
Well, just getting back to this little thing where Devin was just about to head off to sleep and Quinn was going to keep watch. Quinn, I actually want you to do a perception check for me really quick.
Oh boy. Okay. I picked up a proficiency in perception, and I am still terrible. 12. Literally my passive perception. Oh wait, and that's 11 because I'm
Oh
exhausted.
yeah, you get the -1 right now from the exhaustion.
Doesn't he get a saving throw to avoid exhaustion? The rules
Yeah.
in Xanathars are that you get a con save to avoid exhaustion.
Yeah, it's like a DC 15, and then every day after that it goes up by 5 or something.
Starts by 10 and goes up by 5 each day.
Okay.
I'm gonna miss something like this. Hold on a second.
Oh, good. Up to you guys. I'm good either way.
So the thing is, like, you just accrued that from staying up all night.
I mean, does it is it going to impact the outcome? Because either way, it's not a great
really.
roll.
I would think.
It's not.
Yeah. So,
I see. We'll figure this out later, but for now,
I just pasted it into memes and off streams.
memes.
yeah, sure, just give me that con check really quick.
Okay. Sounds good. Is it a check or a save?
It's a saving throw.
Okay, I get my proficiency. That's no.
Yeah, well,
no,
you
nope.
are. Yep, you're definitely exhausted after that one. And
I have
as a
not
result,
oiled my hinges.
He did not calibrate his optical sensors.
Yeah.
it could just be the fact that you've been up all night. Maybe something's getting to you. You're not sure if you saw anything, but maybe it was just the bushes in front of the windows. Maybe there was someone passing by in the night. Not entirely sure.
Quinn will just, after thinking he sees it, just shake his head and be like, "Ugh. I'm just a little paranoid with Deacon around, that's all." Alright. Is it morning now, or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
it is your proper normal starting hour.
I am going to select painted pet.
All right.
Mm.
Max jumps out of his box and does the cat stretch.
Oh, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Did you guys decide where we're gonna go?
I think we're going to start by going to Mushu, and then guess we'll have to make our decision from there.
Okay.
Is that okay with you, Ferris?
Yeah. I really don't want to go to Wisteria, but you guys do.
I understand it's a uncomfortable place for you, and if we can avoid it, we can always try something else, but it would be our safest place right now.
Yeah. It's great. It's great. It's gonna be good. You know, nothing bad's gonna happen at all. What's the worst that could happen, right?
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
Quinn kind of gives him an odd look. Is there something else we should know about you and Wisteria?
No, I just went to school there, and then I didn't.
Gotcha.
Very well. Well, let's hit the road, so to say.
All right, we doing the good old rolling of the D hundo.
Hundo. I guess I'll go first.
We going
16,
fast
yeah!
Oh.
Oh no. That bush might come to bite us.
Hmm.
This is
Someone
fun.
someone roll another D100 for me.
You're next.
I
Crow.
got it.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
guess
not
Crow
got
has it.
Crow-
80.
Okay. You guys get set up and things, and you hear a message in your mind, Quinn, and the voice is One-Eyed Jack. He says, "Seems like there's some ruffians looking for you. Want to cash in the favor to hide your trail."
Can you hear me, One-Eyed Jack?
And in a few more moments, you hear, "I'm using a rather expensive spell for this. You don't get to say much. Yes or no?"
Very well, One-Eyed Jack. Go ahead and cover our trail.
All right. And you may take your movement for the day.
1, 2. We get 4, right?
Yeah, until you go onto your boat. Your sail gives you an extra 1 on the open air.
Okay.
All right. And the day rolls over.
Rations.
Rations.
Oh, crud. We forgot to get rations.
I did.
We have a whole bunch
Oh.
stored up as an
Oh.
emergency. We'll be fine.
Yeah, I got 20, so maybe I did do it.
Yeah, you stocked up last session.
Yeah.
We're always prepared to go.
Always ready to go. All right, you got one more roll before you can reach the storm gate.
So do I do it, or?
Yeah, the other one was to see what happened with that 16.
All right. $99.99.
99.
9999.
9999.
All right. Take your movement.
We're sleeping in the storm gate, boys.
Well, not exactly. You make your way to the storm gate, and it appears that that the Moutians are kind of blocking a Marleybonian ship from passing, and all of their attention is there. And this is like the big ship that you saw earlier with the guys that said wonderful things to Max.
Great, now what are we supposed to do?
So essentially, you could just go through, and no one
Yeah,
would notice.
that's pretty much what Max is
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah, like we can just
Oh,
let's just scooch
that's
on
what you
by.
meant.
Yeah. All right. And as you begin to go into the spiral, you start to see the threads of essentially the universe around you. You see different depictions of other worlds. You've heard that to everyone, every world shows itself a little differently. Off in the distance, you might be able to see Pigswick Academy, Ferris. Max, you might see the world of Marleybone a little bit closer than that, with probably your favorite box-shaped building. And Quintarius, you see Valencia off in the distance, being Lord Lorenzo's estate. And Ferris, you look back at Skull Island and see the home that you had with your parents, not the Skull Mountain that most associate with it, unless you don't want to anyway.
I do it, yeah.
And you see a bunch of stars glistening in the distance as you ride a yellow arm of the spiral that connects these worlds in a thread, or at least the one between Skull Island and Mushu. And it seems everything is at your fingertips. You've heard that some are foolish enough to leave the safety of the spiral arms and try to make a shortcut to another world, but they never seem to make it to their destination. And Ferris, especially for you, this view seems a little surreal, as it reminds you of the day that you were born, or at least the days that you celebrate your birth, whether they were happy or not.
I just kind of, I go out to like a higher vantage point of the ship and just kind of reflect on just seeing this surreal sight of the dazzling splendor of it. Not having any quips or anything, just kind of staring off at it.
As we travel through this beautiful but somewhat alien landscape, Quinn will pull out his painting set and start to try painting the stars and the worlds that he sees.
I'll maybe look over at what Quinn's doing. And I'm probably going to join him, but I'm going to draw a picture of Luna, and I'm going to ritual cast Painted Bat. And summon a giant bat.
All right. And is Luna summoned or not at this time?
She's probably in the pocket dimension still.
Yeah,
But
okay.
I'm gonna like make it like out of like constellations, like out of stars and stuff. So that's what it's gonna look like.
All right. Just kind of for the fun of it.
And when it's summoned, I'm just gonna kind of let it swoop around and fly through the stars, becoming kind of like one with it. It's just like a moving constellation.
And do the other two of you have any interactions with the Splendor, or just plodding forward?
Not really. Max is just driving the boat.
Yeah, Devon's just kind of looking at these different worlds, kind of trying to figure out what each of them is.
I imagine Max has kind of already been through here once before, since he would have had to travel through it from Marleybone to get to Skull Island. So
Yeah. This might, ironically, I think this might be Devin's first time potentially, but for the rest of you, it's not. But it's not every day that you get to travel the spiral. And yeah, the eventually the day comes to an end, since you didn't exactly get too far into the spiral arm here.
Can I do the transplant now by spending 2 hours and 50 gold?
Yeah, I'll let you do it.
Okay.
So real quick, how's traveling through the spiral work?
Essentially, you're going to spend a few days on the spiral arm, and then you will you'll end up on the other side. You will still roll for things though.
Okay.
We don't really have a map of like what we're traveling, like the path, right?
Yeah, well, it's just the vacuum of space, really. There's not really much to see other than the the arm that you're traveling along. Other than that, it's just empty space. But yeah, you'll be traveling for probably 6 days.
good thing we have food.
And faster sails.
And faster sails.
Okay, so roll for the next day, and are we going fast? What are we doing, guys?
Yeah, if you go fast, you could potentially get there in 5 days.
I say we just go normal speed, but
All right,
whose
Yeah,
role is it? Is it Doc or me?
Doc.
See what we get. $91, baby.
Let's
Ooh.
go.
All right, so you guys are being ushered along, and when you look back, you would have expected that ship to have gone behind you at some point, but it never seemed to come. It's almost as if they may or may not have gotten like even more complications. But there is no traffic behind you. You are discreet and alone. And the day passes. All right,
Okay.
who's ready for the next roll?
I believe it's
Leave-
my turn, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's Quinn's turn.
93.
93.
Whoa,
On
baby.
a roll.
You hear in your mind from One-Eyed Jack, I didn't know you had brothers. We got those keisters deported back from whence they came. They are incredibly strong.
Just to clarify, so this is the sending spell. I get what, 21 words?
25.
25. Okay.
If you
I
had
guess
the
I might have-
if you had the sending slate, maybe you could get 26.
Sending slate 13.
Sending stone 13, guys.
Sending stone. It's bugged though. So
It's bugged. Quinn will reply, "Thank you, One-Eyed Jack. I didn't realize any others of my make were alive."
You don't get a response from him, but things seem to be going well. And the day passes. And the next day.
were you gonna say something else, Zapper?
I was just out of character. A couple sessions ago, Quinn found something at the like ruins we visited with like the undead guys. Did I ever tell you guys what I found?
No.
Okay. Quinn will tell everyone what he found, and from his bag he'll pull out a Armada mask, and he'll just explain that he found that at that site, and he believes that all the markings and all the wall paintings that explained whatever story were probably defaced by the Armada.
That tells me they're trying to hide something then. Or no, hide something, or I don't know. I don't think are they above one destruction?
Wanton destruction is kind of the Armada's thing. Well,
They'd have to have a reason though.
that's true. I suppose wanton's a little, not quite the right word. But yes, it is very much within the Armada's power and methodologies to destroy things that are useful to them or they don't want others to get their hands on.
Hmm. Can I have that?
Of course. Hand it over.
All right.
Like this cracked Armada mask.
Yeah.
Looks like one of those masquerade masks. It's got this semblance of lips on it.
Just kind of study it. Is there anything peculiar on it? Like just any markings or symbols just kind of etched into it?
Not really, but you can tell that one of those fellows you found definitely had their way with this thing.
Hmm.
You might see some of like the black soot from that shaman along one of the cracks.
I was curious as to what was going on there, but
If it's important, we'll find out.
Just thought I would let you know. It was back before everyone knew what I was. Well, I assumed no one knew, but turns out I'm pretty bad at hiding what I am.
oh well, it's sometimes I guess it's well, I found that people are very distinct when they're not, what's the word, normal. Which I'm not exactly normal, and I don't think anyone here is really.
Max seems somewhat normal.
Yeah.
You say as
kill
he's
everything in sight.
You say as he's like over, like he's got something next to him. He just kind of looks at it and then slaps it over.
Maybe not.
All right. And
Next day roll.
next day roll.
All right, we've gotten 90s. Let's see me get like less than a 10.
Like a 3.
Yeah. Oh, an
Oof.
87.
Nice. The
I'm not in
spiral
the-
is blessing us.
I'm not in the 90s club though. Sad
Only
face.
90s kids would understand.
Technically an 80s kid.
The
Yeah.
averages here is
You-
still pretty nuts.
You find as you're passing through, there's like some Mushin teas that seem to have like fallen overboard a vessel at some point passing by here.
All right. Max will fish them up.
All right. Give me a dexterity check with your proficiency, because I think you're proficient in fishing rods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eight.
All
There's
right.
the low rolls
So
happening.
you throw the fishing rod out, and you hear well, I guess when your ship passes by, it's like in your air bubble, and you hear like a ceramic crack.
Oops.
Yeah, probably wasn't important anyway.
Do you still try to reel it in, or do you just
Yeah.
well, I guess you'd have to. Yeah, so you reel in this tea, and it like gets all over the deck, and it smelled like it would have been nice.
Well, it might not be in our tummies, but at least our deck will be smelling nice for the rest of the voyage.
Yeah. Is it true or space smells like steak or I heard?
Uh,
I mean, if you're out of character asking what the spiral smells like, it does not
Yeah.
have a smell.
Okay. Well, it smells good now. That's what we call serendipity.
it's like an air freshener. Except you don't hang it on the wheel.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess Max will go right back to the wheel and guide the ship.
All right. And the day passes, and Quinn, today is the day that you were created. How many years ago?
That's a great question. A lot of years, I assume. Probably a couple decades. I don't know how long ago the Polarian War was.
I'm like, let's see, Polarian War. Yeah, it
450.
no, it's not that far back.
Ancient history.
The Polarian War happened 23 years ago.
Okay.
So you're probably going to be about 25 if I were to guess, but you can be older if you want.
25 sounds about right, like tail end of the war.
All right. And yeah. Who's ready to roll for the day? I don't
That
know if
would
Quinn
be
will
me.
mention this is his quote unquote birthday, but
Quinn doesn't
he's
mention
like,
it.
he's like, no.
Oh, 42.
The DMs are like, yes,
42.
a low number.
The teams are like, yes, this is when we
Dang it, there's
strike.
no towel emote.
The day passes uneventfully.
Cool. We got what, like 2 more days left or something?
This next one will be the last day.
Oh, sweet.
Consumption.
All right, Doc.
Alright. 70.
All right. And you finally see like the world of Mushu ahead of you. You see the big Torii gate that seems to be the signifier of the world. And you cross through it into the world of Mushu.
Hooray!
Outstretched before you, as you come out of the storm gate, and luckily for you, seems like the Mushins aren't monitoring the gate right now. Seems like they're having issues on both sides with others, and you're able to slip through without having to talk to anyone. There's below you, there's a cloud barrier. There's a red sun off into the east, and there's a large mountain that you can also see that seems to engulf the landscape. Though unlike Skull Mountain, this one's biggest thing is just that it's tall. There's Torii gates marking at least 3 different skyways, but all of them are blockaded. And there seems to be one major island here that has a city on it. And then there's also other storm gates around you. You do not have a map.
Should probably get one.
Yeah. Civilization ho!
All right. And you guys, since your ship is pretty quickly, make your way to the docks of Mushu, or Hamamitsu, I should say. And you can see that there's definitely a bunch of different kinds of ships that are stationed here. You assume some of them are from ambassadors. And amongst them, you can see, well, pretty much one from every nation that is around this area. or I should say that has a connection to Mushu. So you see one from Skull Island here, actually. You assume that one is one of Avery's Republic friends. There's one that seems to have the regalia from Wisteria, not necessarily the Academy. There is an Armada ship here, and then there is a Marleybonian ship here as well.
All right. Well, first order of business, I think we're gonna put the ship back in the bottle once we make landfall.
Yep. All right, so
And is that back with Max now?
if he's holding it,
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Okay, I was asking because Max gave it to Quinn at one point. So.
Yep.
Keep a good tight grip on that. You never know when thieves might just try to wipe it from you.
Yeah, okay.
I'd say first and foremost we should try to find somewhere that might be able to sell us a map.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. So you make it into the city. Are you gonna like try to find the customs office? I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just ask around and see where that is if we're not familiar with this place.
Yeah. So at the customs office, they do have maps for sale and some other things like the rules of Hamamitsu and things of that nature.
Uh-oh, rules.
No, here we go.
How much are the rules and map?
They wouldn't charge us for the rules, right? That'd be
Like how
dumb.
big is the rules? Is this just like a sign on the wall, or is this like here's the hand a huge handbook?
I don't know, Doc. I mean, if they don't tell you the rules, that means you'll break the laws and they can charge you.
Yeah, there is a sign on the wall, but they do have, smaller versions that you can buy. Seems like they expect you to know them.
Yeah, just the general abridged version would be nice.
Max is gonna look at the sign on the wall.
Yeah, so skimming through it, you can see that amongst these rules are kind of the things you expect. Don't cause an issue for Mushu. You are not allowed to traverse into the other skyways. You are not allowed to participate in illegal trade. You are here for the purposes of trade or travel. And if you are here for trade, it is trade with Mushu or trade that goes through Mushu where Mushu can get a cut.
Okay.
And they do reserve the right to imprison you in Mushu.
Under the laws of Mushu.
Under the laws of Mushu, yes. Break the laws in Mushu, Mushu will treat you as they will.
How much are the maps?
So the bull running the story says, "I would like to see your credentials."
I'm just looking for a map that shouldn't require any credentials.
Max kind of taps Devin's side and then points to the rules.
Is it listed on the rules?
Max shows him the ship in the bottle.
You can sail It looks like your ship is from Skull Island. So, you should have some credentials. They seem to come by often.
Oh, I thought the ship in the bottle was the credential.
No. We know of those who would try to use Mushu as a means to slip by, to try to illegally transit. We are not a hub. We are the most prestigious world in this spiral, and we expect to be treated as such. We'll respect our ways and our customs.
So what do these credentials look like? We might have them. They just may have forgot them in the boat.
He kind of narrows his eyes at you, and he's like, "They are the paperwork that signify your business in Mushu, the reason you are staying or traveling through it.
Okay.
If you need a map of Hamamitsu, you are staying in Hamamitsu as an ambassador. We do not give our maps out to be sold or to be copied by others. Our state is its own, and your involvement with it will respect our sovereignty."
I have literally never heard of a map being such private information that it's not available readily.
Well, we don't have any paperwork or anything like that, but we're kind of on our way to Wisteria, and that's about it. We were just looking for a map so that we don't get lost.
Maybe you could just give it to us this one. We swear we won't do anything bad. We're just traveling, like my friend here, Max says. He's a good boy. He's never hurt anyone.
Max kind of gives him the side eye.
The storm gate to Wisteria is the northeastern one. I
Oh, okay.
presume you will not need a map to find that.
Yeah, probably not.
And your credentials will be evaluated there.
Ugh. Oh, group huddle. Group huddle.
Max goes over for the huddle.
Yeah.
He's just going. The storekeep would be. I would advise your huddle take place out of my shop.
Okay,
Or-
group huddle outside. And we don't even need to huddle if we're going outside.
I like the huddle.
Okay, we'll huddle, Max.
Yay!
Okay, were we given any papers at any point? Does anyone might have them in their pockets or?
Well, I suspect that we probably would have gotten papers if we'd stopped at the gate, at the storm gate, but since we just kind of went right through it, both back on Skull Island and here, we never got any. But that's not our fault. That's on them for not having border security in line.
Yeah. It's not like we might be stuck here because we don't have these papers.
Wonderful.
If anything, they should be thanking us because we've exposed the flaw in their security.
Yeah, I don't think people are that
Optimistic.
optimistic. Well, willing to look at their mistake. Like everyone wants to be right, Max, and we're gonna be wrong for doing that.
Especially coming to the most sovereign place in the spiral.
Still want to know who shoved that stick up that guy's ass.
Well, that's kind of mean, don't you think?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, we should probably get out of here. There's not really anything for us. They probably won't trade with us without any paperwork, so...
Yeah.
Well, I'm worried about not being able to get through a gate since they're going to be looking for paperwork. But
Well, I mean, if we're not supposed to be here, what are they going to do? They're going to deport us, and we're kind of leaving of our own accord.
No, did you not see that rule?
they're going to lock us up, most likely.
Oh, well, I mean,
He kind of looks around, makes sure no one's paying attention, and he says,
that's not really a problem for me.
Okay, so
Well,
good
it's
news is we. Go on, Quinn.
Okay. I was just going to say you might not mind being locked up, but I kind of do. But we might be able to talk to one of the emissaries here, either for Wisteria or Skull Island. They might be able to help us with some paperwork.
Good thinking.
Now, what were you
you
saying,
said the
Ferris?
one from Skull Island looked like it was Avery's, right? The ambassador.
You assume that they worked with Avery.
Okay.
But the emissaries themselves have like their own buildings that they live out of in Hamamitsu.
Oh yeah, they're probably the most sympathy we're gonna get. So let's head there.
You're going to which one?
The Skull Island.
Skull Island one. All right, so you get over towards it, and you see a shark and a rat out the front of it. Seems like everyone has a couple of their own people in front of theirs. The Marleybonian one has a couple dogs, and they regard you and say, "Ah, well, what business do you have with our ambassador from the Republic?"
Hi. So we may have accidentally gotten here a way
Oh.
we're not supposed to.
Oh
We-
no, Max!
We forgot our paperwork.
What?
You don't lead off with that. You see what you and then nothing. It's okay.
So you would like the Republic to resend the credentials?
Yes.
Yes. And who are you and where were you going?
Oh yes, we are the Ferris 5, and we are heading to Wisteria. Or 4, sorry, or 2. I don't know.
We're heading to there.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, I can allow you to speak with the ambassador, although you might not get what you want, but I wish you luck.
Very well.
And they just open the doors for you.
See, Max, you should have said we lost them.
But that's lying.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a little white lie. It's a lie that nobody gets in trouble with.
Max doesn't look convinced.
Yeah, so you make your way into this little building. Seems like the main floor is like the office space, and you see a pelican there writing things out.
Devin's gonna go up to the desk. Hey, sorry to bother you. We're from the Skull Island Republic. We've gone by a couple named. We're still deciding whether we're the Ferris 4 or the cleanup crew. We lost our paperwork and these guys aren't letting us go anywhere. Is there any way we could meet with someone to try to get it replaced?
That is quite the issue, but I haven't been informed of anyone coming this way. I assume that this was a preconceived event that just fell through the cracks, so to speak.
Yeah, of course. I don't know why they didn't tell you. That's weird.
Ah, yes, of course not. Well, I can see what I can do to recover your paperwork, but it would also, let's see, where is it you want to go to? Your lost paperwork was for again?
Wisteria.
Ah, yes. Well, if it wouldn't trouble you too much, I might, while I'm looking for that paperwork, you might want to go and send a little letter to the Wisterian government for me on behalf of Skull Island and Captain Avery, the chief, or the Prime Minister.
Oh, we know Captain Avery.
Good
Oh.
friends.
Very good. Well, we need a message to reach them. We are thrilled to have this embassy here in Mushu, although I will be honest, I think it is more of a formality that we have it rather than actual intent to work with us. But if we can broker a deal with Wisteria, they might be willing to recognize us as a sovereign state, and perhaps then Mushu would realize our stake a bit better.
So you want us to take a message there then?
Yes.
Yeah, we can do that. Well, so long as it isn't to the academy, we aren't really going to be heading there.
Oh, but the academy is so rooted into the government of Wisteria.
It's fine. We can go out of our way a bit. Not a big deal. Ferris hears in his head, "Shut."
Is there any other details I need to know about your little trip here?
Do you need our boat?
Oh yeah, would you need the name of our boat or anything like that?
Yes, the bottle and its signature will be required.
Max will put it up on the counter, assuming there is one.
All right, and he's gonna start going through drawers to go and find a little tool and get some paper and a stencil.
I would think this would be enough.
And he starts writing things out. Now, it will take time to find your paperwork.
You have
So
a
you
rough
might-
estimate?
It might take a few hours. Could take up to a day. Do you have anywhere here that you think that you could realistically stay at, or do you think that you could bring the good name of Skull Island to Mushu, to some of the common folk who live here?
Will they even let us go anywhere without those papers? We couldn't
They
even get a
won't let you
map.
go to the other islands, but there are commoners of Mushu that live in Hamamitsu. It is a Mushin city.
Do you by chance happen to have a map of the city? They wouldn't give us one.
And he smiles and says, "Well, the rules say I can't redistribute it." And he
Oh, come on,
and
it's
he
a
says,
map.
"But," and he says, "No, there's nothing I can do about distributing maps." And he kind of like kicks something that slides across the room. "I can't help you in that regard whatsoever, I'm afraid."
You misplaced your last map, right?
Oh, I haven't lost any maps whatsoever. It's a complete mystery to me if someone loses a map, or if a pamphlet goes missing here or there.
Yeah, okay.
Quinn will pick up the map discreetly.
Yeah. So on the map, you're able to figure out where each of the storm gates are. The one in the northeast is in fact the one to Wisteria. The one to the northwest is the one that goes to Marleybone. And then the one to the southeast is the one that you came from. That's the one to Skull Island. And then the one to the southwest is the one to Valencia. And each of them are about 5 hexes away, give or take, from like the mainland.
Okay. And all the skyways are accessible, right? Or were they the blockaded skyways?
The skyways of Mushu are blockaded, and you would have to travel a bit farther out for those. So you can tell that there's one called Kotan. You can tell that there's one called Subata, and those seem to be like the big ones that are to the west and to the south of Hamamitsu, but you have no way of what you would do over there. This map only contains the Hamamitsu Skyway.
Okay, but all the gates are within the Hamamitsu Skyway, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you do notice that the Skyway to Dragonspire that you heard Bonnie talk about linking to Mushu is not on this map. And you only saw 4 storm gates when you entered the area. They're close enough that you could see them in the distance. So if it is there, it does not. It appears it would be in one of the other skyways.
Well, good thing that's not where we were planning on going anyway.
Does the map of the city have like hotels or inns marked inside it?
Yeah. So there's a tavern. There's It's not really a tavern. It's a tea shop. I swear, they swear it's a tea shop. And then there's like an inn for travelers who have to stay through in their journey through Mushu. And then other amenities that you could expect, which are basic supplies.
Okay.
So you say it'll take up to a few hours or a day?
Ah, yes. It all depends. Sometimes things will go faster. You know how things are when you get good news. You suddenly get a burst of energy, and so much more seems possible.
But do you think if we just spend a night here and by minimum it should be done, or do you think it'd be longer than that?
Oh, yes, it will be done by that time.
Okay, well, I guess we'll just spend the night somewhere and come back in the morning, and hopefully you'll get that all in order.
Of course, of course. But I also have to write that letter as well.
Are we even going to be able to get anywhere to stay if we don't have paperwork?
And he says to you, well, if you need somewhere to stay, I'm sure that the tea shop will be able to accommodate you.
Oh. Maybe I'm thinking too much into this. But you're saying we should go to the tea shop, right?
Yes, you should go to the tea shop. They have many things that you simply can't live without. They are rather quite good, and the spice of life is what I would say.
All right, then. Let's
Thanks for
go.
your help.
Yeah, this is a lot more pleasant than I thought it was going to be.
Ah, well, it helps to have friends, does it not?
Yeah, certainly.
Also, here's your bottle back. I've gotten the signature from it.
Thank you.
And yeah, go.
All right.
Alright, so once we leave, Max is going to be like,
They're going to find out we never had any paperwork to begin with.
I was thinking about that. We may have to take a favor from One-Eyed Jack. I'm sure he could produce some misplaced paperwork for us, but we'd owe him a favor for that.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but how do we contact him?
Above table. When I chatted with One-Eyed Jack and got my initial favor, did he tell me like the things to look for like spotting his people and stuff? I can't remember.
It was mainly for Skull Island, but you think you might be able to spot someone that works for or would work with Jack, but you're not entirely sure off of Skull Island.
Okay. Can I make an attempt to find someone connected to Jack who could get a favor done for us?
Well, you'd have to go to the tea shop first. Or are you just going to try to find someone just standing around Hamamitsu?
Wherever I think I'm most likely to find someone who can get us in touch with Jack.
I think that's going to be the tea shop.
Yeah, the
Okay.
tea shop.
Yeah, I guess we're headed to the tea shop.
Yeah, so you go to the tea shop and there's a goose there like pouring out drinks and things and selling a bit of local cuisine. Spots you coming in and he's like, "Ah, more foreigners."
Or
Yes, you
Hello.
are foreigners.
Oh.
What can I do for you?
We were hoping you had a place to stay.
Do an insight check. Whoever wants to.
Quinn will add to what Doc just said and said, "We were told that this place had the spice of life. And your delectable tea selections."
Ah, yes, it is quite fine.
Eight.
8 and 10. It is quite fine. The spice of life.
Oh gosh.
Will Ferris get the nat 20?
all right. I'll say, yeah, we were directed here because this is, we expected a tea shop to have lodging. I don't know. No, I got a 5.
Oh my goodness. None of us know squat.
He smiles and says, "Ah, well, that kind of service is at the inn. However, I might be able to get the spice of life for you, though it is rather pricey."
How much?
It will be 15 each.
Very well. And Quinn will put 15 gold down for himself.
I'd rather go camping.
I'll go ahead and fork over the 15 gold.
Max sighs and gives the 15 gold over.
I gotta grumble and fork over 15 gold.
And he smiles and says, "It's always a pleasure to do business. Now, your spice of life is coming right up." And he comes back, like he goes into the back, and then he comes again with like with like little drinks and teas, and he hands one to each of you, and it smells kind of grainy. And he says, and with a bit of cinnamon, he says, "Well, that's the spice of life. We have a great place that you can enjoy it. Around the side, you can go and look at our magnificent red sun and enjoy yourselves. Let your troubles wash away."
And a little aside, we have a friend named oh yeah, his name is Jack. Have you seen him anywhere around here?
I don't. You have to be more specific.
Oh, he just has that, he has that Jack look about him. You obviously haven't seen him, so it's okay.
Yes, I'm afraid not. I do not ask the names of my customers. It is not necessary.
Very well. It's just, yeah. He's really reclusive. It's just, I don't want to tell you what he looks like. I don't think I don't want to do something like that without his consent. But if you saw him, that would have been nice.
Well, I don't think I personally know this Jack of which you are speaking. However, you might find more when you meditate after you've taken the spice of life. I would also make sure to make sure you leave the tea bags in the barrel.
Okay. We'll just go over and enjoy our spice of life. Come on,
Yes,
fellows.
it is quite fine. Alright, so you're gonna go to like the side of the shop that he pointed you to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright. So you find like these chairs as the little barrel.
Quinn will put his tea bag in the barrel.
Yeah, I will do so too.
Max does too.
This is probably not going to yield anything. But I am going to cast Detect Poison and Disease.
You're casting it. It has like a radius of effect, right?
Yeah, within 30 feet.
Are you gonna do this before or after you take out the tea bag?
Before.
Alright. So you don't detect anything, but you feel like that this bag is heavier than a tea bag should be.
Okay. I'm gonna go, and this lasts for 10 minutes, by the way.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and take out the tea bag and put it in the barrel.
Yeah, same here.
Does Max notice that it's heavier than it should be?
Yes.
Alright, he's gonna look inside the tea bag.
Alright. You know, you like things that have locks, or rather the lack of keys, but you know the feeling of a key, and you just know that this is displaced with the weight of a key.
Okay then. He's going. So I guess he'll open up the bag and take the key out, assuming it actually is one and not just something that is the weight of a key.
Yeah, you pull out like this small brown key.
Oh, wow, you're such an idiot. Is it possible to reach into the barrel and pull my tea bag back out?
Yes.
Yeah, I will do that too.
Everyone puts it in, comes back, and takes it out.
Well, to be fair, I didn't know, but no.
Yeah.
Might have taken his directions a little too literally.
Right, yeah, I'm gonna open mine up as well.
Yeah, and Max, you see that around the side of the barrel, there's like a keyhole. It's pretty close to the ground.
Alright, he's gonna see if it fits, and if it does, he's gonna turn it and open whatever it opens.
Yeah, and when you do that, the bottom of the barrel opens up, and you can see a ladder down there, and the tea bags fall to the ground below it.
Wow. I want to see what's down there.
He's gonna jump in the barrel and start climbing down.
I just kind of look both directions and just join them.
Yeah, is anybody watching us?
Do a perception check. I guess Quinn, you haven't gone down yet either, so if you want to, you can do this as well.
Okay. My amazing perception. Nah. We used up all of our good luck on
I'm getting
Travel.
Okay, but is anybody poisonous watching us from within 30 feet?
Do poisonous glares count as poison? I think it does.
Be like a snake man.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anyone that's on looking this way. It is kind of around the side.
It's like a secluded corner of the building, right?
Yeah, it's a secluded side of the building, and there's like railings and things. Like, this is supposed to look like a back door entrance. Maybe it still is one, but it's got like 3 sides to it. You have to be looking at it dead on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down the laddie.
I'll enjoy him. I'll join him. Oh no, he's already gone. I've already gone.
I'm the last one. I'm going down. I assume it's a bit of a tight fit for me.
Yeah, it's definitely meant for ones with less broad of a shoulders, but it's not as tight as you would assume it to be.
Okay.
It's definitely like we made it just big enough for big people.
Gotcha.
And you reach the bottom, and this room is like it's got like wooden floors, and it's got essentially a shoe mat and tatami mats. The tea bags are on like the wooden floor. The tatami mats are raised up a bit, and you can see that there's a bit of a hallway. It's definitely carved into like the island itself. The stone walls reveal themselves.
Oh, I guess this is our room.
Oh,
I got to say, I was a little nervous that the spice of life wasn't the right thing to say, but looks like it was the right keyword to give, or key phrase, I should say.
Or maybe he just gave it to us because we asked for a place to stay.
Well,
He shrugs.
I assume it was a key phrase, as the ambassador told us about the phrase. Snuck it in the conversation.
Oh, okay.
Regardless, we should see if we can find someone who knows Jack as well while we're here.
Well, maybe we should wait to see if somehow we end up with papers tomorrow. I don't want to have a deal being held over my head if we don't need one.
I'm not very keen on the idea of a favor either. I'm just worried what the repercussions might be of not finding anything.
Well, then we just tell the truth.
I don't know if this is a place for the truth, Max.
But it was an accident. It was their fault. Their security let us through.
Oh, let me tell you what they're trying to say here, Max. Is they made a big deal about buying a map.
Hmm.
I appreciate your honesty, Max, though.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that there are places in the world that will try to harm you for being honest.
Yeah, what do you think they're gonna do when they find out we illegally got here?
What they should do is increase their security and make it so that there's maybe 2 ships patrolling the gate.
I don't think this place needs any more security. I think it's got more than I like already. But I see what you're getting at.
So are we gonna look for one of Jack's associates, or are we going to face the music, so to speak?
Yeah, I should mention that the room in there does have like hallway, like it's like a room with a hallway in it.
Alright.
Like this seems more like a foyer or a common room of some kind.
Okay. So does it seem like there's like an actual like commons room farther down?
Yeah, no, this is the common room.
No
The
one else is
the
here.
hallway down there you assume is like the actual like rooms.
Alright, well, let's go down the hallway and see what our rooms look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gwen will keep an eye for any like markings on any of the other doors. That might signal any like affiliations or secret scripts.
You see like a mark of two horns or a hoof like on the back wall here, like in the like when you turn around to look at the way out, it's like on the wall next to the ladder. It's painted in burgundy.
Okay. Alright, well, how are the rooms?
Yeah, so you kind of try your keys on each of the doors, except for Max, you don't seem to have your key.
He's just
And-
gonna he's gonna open the door his way.
I'm like, did we give you that magic item of doom and gloom?
You mean the gloves of thievery?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
All right.
So
Yeah.
his absolute minimum roll is a 10.
Yeah. Go. I guess you will have to make a check if you want to get through this lock.
Oh no, it's above DC 10.
Oh no!
He's been bested by a lock. You see Max fiddling with the lock, and his brow gets furrowed.
He's probably doing this like using his claws instead of an actual lockpicks too. He just sticks his finger in it, it's not working.
Well, that's
But,
what I get for playing hard mode.
Those of you who still have your keys, open to find a room that has it has nothing in it other than tatami mats, but there is a closet where there's actual like meager bedding and stuff of that nature. You just roll it out like a sleeping bag.
Oh, neato. This
They
has
have a
gotta
rather covert operation down here.
It's probably the coziest inn I've ever been in.
Like White is too.
Yeah.
Max,
But
is your key perhaps in like somewhere
yeah,
down here, like a shooter or something?
I figure it'd still be up in the keyhole that we left that I used to open it, but I'm sure I'll get this eventually.
You should probably go back and retrieve that key. This place is exposed.
Oh, fine.
He goes to get it.
Yeah, so you can just pull it out of the keyhole in the unlocked position and make your way back down.
All right, and then he's gonna go back to trying to pick the lock.
Yeah, I should mention that this place does have a kind of like a pull string down here to relock the barrel.
All right, well I'm gonna do that then.
You're going to
And
lock
then
your
I'm gonna-
key up there?
No, he said he grabbed it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
grabbed it.
I thought you're like, well, if I don't need the key, I'll just keep doing this until.
No,
No,
you don't
yeah,
understand. He
he-
took the key and he's still trying to lockpick the door open.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has to prove a point.
Okay, you know what? You can try to pick it again, but at disadvantage.
Let's see if I can roll another one. 8 plus 9.
Okay. Yeah, no, that time you did it. Just clicks right open.
Got it!
And you're still just
So
there
this
holding
is the part where I want. Are you doing it like next to everyone else's rooms or like?
Oh no.
Yeah, he's just kind of sitting out in the hallway, just kind of doing this like it's some sort of fun thing that everyone does.
Okay, so yeah, you see some bedding that looks like it was used within the past 24 hours already on the floor.
This may not have been my room. Oops.
And he shuts the door and he's gonna use his lockpick to lock it again.
Not even the key.
He doesn't have the key to this room.
This room we just...
That's funny.
One more lockpick check. And once again, this is the third one you're doing in a row.
Oh, disadvantage?
Yes.
But I'm not locking it. I'm not unlocking
Okay,
it.
no.
I'm locking it.
Okay, that is fair. Perhaps it's easier to lock these things.
Yeah. Could you just like lock it? Well, I guess it's not that.
Yeah, you just
Like-
locks it again.
And he starts to go to the next door to start lockpicking it. But then he's just like, eh. And he's gonna start testing them to see which one is his.
Yeah, and then eventually you find one with that lines up with everyone else's, and it's
Okay,
at the end of the hallway. Seems like rather than putting you in like a 2x2, it's just one by one four columns down.
All right. And when he finds that the key is the right key, he takes the key out and he's gonna lockpick it.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So it's for the principle of the matter. I mean, yeah.
18.
Yeah. That opens.
He's starting to learn his way around the locks here.
Max is satisfied.
Congratulations, Max. You've made it in without having to use the key.
Oh, I just realized something.
Hmm?
Yeah, so 3 of you can take your shoes off. Well, but the fourth one can't.
I have boots.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're wearing it on top of your metal feet.
I just might have some metal feet popping out.
All right then.
Or
The
you're
floors are
damaging.
safe.
Yeah. But cleaner, maybe. Not by much. Alright, well.
But yeah, as far as you know, Quinn, there doesn't seem to be a symbol of Jack in this room. You don't know what that symbol of the back wall is, but it's definitely not Jack.
Okay. Could I make just like a general skill check and spend the rest of the evening trying to find someone?
Someone that works with Jack.
Yeah.
Wait.
Like send a
around.
message to send a message to Jack, or just like in general. Just like, do you know Jack kind of a thing? Could I talk to you later to send him a message? Or is it like, I need you to send a message to Jack now?
What do the rest of you guys think? Do you want to
Well,
take the favor now or wait and see what happens?
I mean, even if we did, I mean, it's gonna take time unless there's someone here that can cast sending, and even then, it would probably take multiple castings.
I can't even get Sunday. Yet.
Yeah, so we might not even be able to find someone that has sending.
Yeah.
So we may as well just wait until tomorrow and see what happens, and yeah.
Okay. Well, I think it might be a good idea to just find someone even if we don't send a message, just in
To
case.
know that connection is there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right. So, I guess, what would this be? I'll let you do an investigation check or a which charisma skill would this work for?
I'm looking.
What about something like charisma investigation?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. It's like
I like normal investigation better.
You may like it better, but the question is what fits.
Yeah. Alright, charisma investigation.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay, this is going to be rough. I have a -1 charisma and I'm exhausted, so actually no, I'm not exhausted. It doesn't matter. It
my
literally
gosh.
doesn't matter.
You're like walking around, and the guy who's like running the customs office like closes up for the day, and he's just like oh, you.
Yes.
Did you find your credentials? I thought you were leaving.
Real quick. So you said this was the...
This is the guy that would not sell you a map.
Oh, okay. Yes, everything's handled, and I think you can go on your way, good sir.
Are you trying to get rid of me? This is my home. This is my land.
You own the entire city.
You are a guest in this land. We are harboring you out of the goodness of our hearts.
Don't have much goodness in the hearts.
And for that, I am very grateful to be able to see such a wonderful country. But I assure you, I have my affairs in order and things are taken care of.
Very well. It is not of my concern. Good day. Like strolls like towards the inner side of the city.
Okay, Gwen will head into his room after that and meet up with the others and just be like, well, I couldn't really find anyone, so...
Did you make
Wise.
any new friends?
No, not really. People aren't very friendly out here.
Oh, that's too bad.
I agree. I'm starting to see why I was never given a station or a job here when I was in the military.
Does the Armada have a presence here?
Yeah, I was about to ask.
A small one. Well, Valencia has one here. I did see an Armada ship on our way in, though. They don't have authority here, and I don't think they really try to mess around with things, but, well, Valencia is a major power, and all the major powers have some sort of connection with Mushu.
Well, I think the best part of this place was the inn, and I don't know, that is a lot. Usually the inn is the worst place, but
Usually, but not this time. Well, I suppose there's nothing else to do but get some rest and wait for tomorrow.
yeah. On the other hand, we spent 15 gold each for this, so never mind, the inn hasn't been the best part.
May as well get our money's worth.
And he goes into his room.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into my room too.
Was the tea at least good?
I was wondering if anyone was going to try to drink it.
It's not like cold by now.
Yeah, it's probably cold by now.
I mean, doesn't matter to me, but...
Yeah, you might reheat it. Well, actually, there's not really a fireplace down here.
Does cold tea taste good?
Yeah, this cold tea tastes good. I mean, it tastes a little oaty and cinnamony, and it's not as bad as you thought it would be, but it's probably still best when it's warm for that cinnamon flavor. But it also tastes a little bit like a key, little zingy.
And a metallic.
Yeah.
A nice galvanized flavor.
Wait, Quinn is suddenly interested in the tea.
1 octane 3 own.
The metallic aftertaste.
It speaks to me.
It speaks to me.
Alright, guess we're sleeping the night.
Yeah.
All right. And you wake up the next day, and in the foyer you see a Valencian, a real Valencian, a unicorn.
I'm also
person.
between the nights. I'm gonna switch to temporary restoration.
Okay. And the unicorn's like pretty much putting things together, rolling up the bed and stuff like that, getting ready to leave.
I am going to send a telepathic message to Quinn. The unicorns aren't in on the whole Armada thing, are they?
I can't respond in my head, right?
No, but you can nod or shake your head.
I'll shake my head and I'll kind of lean over and whisper in your ear. I'll be like, no. Truth be told, if anything, the unicorns have been subjugated by the Armada. You have to remember, my job when I was with them was to watch over the unicorns and to report anything that they did to Deacon.
Okay. I am going to approach this guy. Excuse me.
Yes. What can I help you with?
Gosh, this is kind of awkward. So, I don't know if there's anything you might be able to do. We're kind of here without any credentials. We're being hunted by the Armada. Do you know of anywhere we could go to try to not get, murdered?
Well, wouldn't we all? But the magical schools seem to be the best. I'm scheduled for a duel with Diego Santiago Ramirez III, off in the Ravenwood School of Arts. However, getting there required some credentials, and you know how the Armada is with my kind. They don't like it when we slip by unannounced. So the Yakuza were nice enough to allow me to stay here with the right price, and I'll be heading out on my way. The Armada has the hardest time subjugating those with magic. They despise it the most and try to quell it where they can, but those are the places they seemingly cannot touch, at least for now.
Thanks.
Where by chance did you get your credentials, might I ask?
Well, the Yakuza can procure them for you. They are the ones that run this operation. In fact, if you wanted to explore more of Mushu, they're really your only way to do so.
I see. And their symbol is two horns and a hoof. Am I correct?
Yes, the very same one you see here. Though, while they provide services that allow some good, don't let that fool you. They are not always the power of good, the force of good that they appear to be.
I'll take your word for it. And you're escaping Valencia, you said.
Yes, and I'm hoping to own my craft with one of the Valencians over in Ravenwood. There is one in the Pigswick Academy, though both of them are stewards of both sword and magic. But they mostly just hunt, run tournaments, and act as referees for their students. But I intend to take Diego on in a duel myself.
Who's Diego?
The Ravenwood Duelist Counselor.
Why are you dueling him?
And he like kind of taps his sword, and he's just, well, to prove that I still have what it takes, and if I don't, to gain what I don't.
Okay, so it's not like to the death thing or anything like that then.
No,
Okay.
we do not kill each other in duels. That would defeat the purpose of learning. Or do you think magic schools shish kebab each other? Good heavens, young sir.
Do I look like I know anything about magic?
Do I know a Diego?
No, but you do know the guy at Pigswick. He would talk about Diego. So you can more know of him than know him personally.
Secondhand knowledge, then.
Yeah.
It's probably very like loosey-goosey, though.
Yeah, it's pretty much just like, it was kind of like a rivalry thing where you're just like, ha, Diego would never be able to procure students as good as me.
Yeah, Diego, sure.
Yeah.
Well,
of all the people at Pigswick, you might remember the duelist guy somewhat more fondly than others.
I'll say yeah. You know, if you're looking for a competent mage, look no further, for I am Ferris Tallow.
Yeah,
Ah.
he's the magic guy.
Yeah. I totally took down some pirates who were raiding our ship.
He did.
Yeah, he's down in the cloud barrier somewhere right now.
Well, that is a feat to be sure, but one does not win a war through a single battle, nor through a single spell.
Said a fool.
Oh, that's not very nice.
He like pats you on the shoulder and smiles sadly and says, "I wish I could afford to be so naive."
Wait, what are you saying here?
Do you realize that not every unicorn in Valencia is allied with the Armada? Or rather, I should say, put in the stupor of luxury that they try to enamor them with to keep them off the trail of the Armada, to allow them to continue what they do until they eventually will overpower us all. Those of us who see what they are actually doing and what they are going to become tried to stop them, and we failed. We were not ready for open war with the Armada, and we were destroyed.
How did this whole thing even start?
The Armada, or the Resistance.
The Armada, I mean, they were just soldiers, right? Like, they didn't have any will of their own. Or are they all under somebody?
They don't have a will of their own, most of them. However, there are at least 5 who do. There could be more. Kane is their leader, but rather he is just the admiral, is his pretense for the Valencians.
I'm an
However,
admiral too.
there are 4 others. He also has Queen, Bishop, Deacon, Rook, and perhaps a few more. And each of them they have personality just like you and I do. They seem to recall and able to do things that you and I cannot. We don't know where they came from. We don't even really know who made the first clockwork. However, it is very clear that they run them, that Kane runs them, and he might have the ability to create more of himself, or perhaps he and his creator are in league together.
Wait, I thought you guys developed them.
Oh, the Valencian government onboarded them to help us fight the war with the Polaris. However, we did not. Well, it's a complicated thing, really. When the clockworks were introduced as a form to bolster our armies, we allowed it. We are not the biggest army in the spiral, nor are we the most well-trained. That doesn't mean we don't possess our capabilities. However, in the face of Marleybone and Polaris and Grizzleheim, we simply just do not have the same kind of firepower. We're more artists, really, in Valencia. So we used our art form to become our weapon. And now, it's all we have. I don't know who created them, but yes, we accepted them as our army to bolster ourselves, and now they've replaced us. Once they are strong enough that they do not need us, or rather, they do not need us to be the pretense of luxury and wealth being redistributed to the rest of the spiral, I don't think Kane will have much issue removing us.
Well, they're following a single man or whatever. That's maybe their biggest flaw, right? What if the one directing them were to go away? What do you think would happen to the Armada?
Well, there's multiple problems to that. If you destroy Kane, it would be a massive blow to them. But he has other advisors who could still lead the Armada. He didn't create them because he has omniscience. Or rather, he or the creator. Some think he created them, others think that the creator creates all of the clockworks with personalities. But you would have to find the creator as well. There is no guarantees as to whether or not he is in league with them. The resistance is trying to find the creator. But my task is to study, learn, and perhaps bring external aid.
How big is the resistance in Valencia, if I might ask?
Not very. We don't have much more than maybe 10,000.
10,000? That's far more than I expected.
We're up against far greater numbers that churn out more every single day. Cities are much grander than that. This is between all of it. There could be 10,000 people in one city alone.
Yes, well, while I understand that isn't going to win you the battle, I am still impressed that you managed to have so many, especially with the watchful eye of Deacon and the other Armada on top of you.
Well, that's the part of the problem. While we know that this is how strong we are, we cannot pull ourselves together, not like we used to. We can only be a mere nuisance to them. We cannot pose any serious threat. But perhaps if we get enough rallying behind us, we could then strike everywhere at once and then reconsolidate our forces. But that is a dream for another day.
Well, I wish you luck in that dream. I have to admire the Valerian people. Like you said, they truly are artists and scholars at heart.
Yes. Thank you. But I should go and see my associates in the Yakuza if I am to reach my destination. I wish you well. And he
Actually,
What-
if you were going to Wisteria, yes?
No, I am going to
Oh.
Thurgy.
Well, never mind.
I mean, we could always change course to Wizard City and Thurgy.
Can we even get there from here?
Oh no, my journey is a long one. In order to get there, the safest route is 3 worlds between me and there. There is the route through Dragonspire, but I'm not foolhardy enough to even attempt such a thing.
So, the Yakuza, what exactly does one have to do to get in contact with them? Is it as easy as speaking to who we spoke to get a key to here?
Yes. You need to know who to talk to, but this shop is the front of their operations. What is it exactly that you want to order from them is a bit of a trickier topic to get through to them.
Is there a key phrase for that we can use to purchase paperwork for travel?
Yes. Well, it depends. Where if you want paperwork to travel to another world is a different thing than paperwork to travel to another skyway. It's much
we-
easier to have them smuggle you to another skyway than to have you get paperwork from them for it. They can do it.
We
But
don't
it
need to
is
go to another
not worth it.
skyway. And we have our own transportation. We just need the paperwork to get to Wisteria.
Well, then you should be able to arrange it with them. It will be pricey, but they can make it for you.
Do you know the key phrase to use for such a purchase?
Yes, I believe the that we call it the yes. What's that thing? A tariff. Yes.
Just
You want to you want to ask for the rates of the tea tariffs. And if you use your own ship, it's definite. It brings down the price if you ship some of their wares.
Gotcha.
Just make sure that those wares are stored somewhere safe. You do not want it to be found in a blockade. Not everything that Yakuza do is not legal. But, again, it has its benefits. And it does help those who are in need.
Do we know what this do you by any chance do you have the just the paperwork, like just an example of what we need to travel between these places on you?
I do not. Because I booked myself with the Yakuza, they are the ones who need to procure it and use it for their own shipment transportation. I'm just a passenger.
All right. Because how well, since we're talking about under the table and illegal stuff, how do you think producing a counterfeit of one of these would do the job? Forgery, so to speak.
I don't think it would go well.
Okay. Well, I guess we're not doing that then.
The reason why the Yakuza are able to get away with it is because they're able to keep up with the know. They can procure the proper ointments, seals, waxes, and other things that are regulated in order to be used. These materials are not cheap, and they make it that way for a reason. It's so you can't forge them.
Yeah, typical forgeries, but I mean, like, well, you know as well as I do, magic can do some pretty amazing things.
Magic might be able to get your way through it, but there's also an equal measure of magic to stop what you are trying to do. For every offense, there is a defense.
Okay.
I can't guarantee you what you do will or will not work, but you can certainly try.
Well, we thank you for your time. I think we should let you go about your business. We're probably keeping you.
Yes. Well, it was nice meeting you. Perhaps I'll meet you in Thurgy if you ever come that way.
Yes, and what was your friend or your name, my friend?
Oh, my name is Rodolfo.
Pleasure to meet you, Rodolfo.
Rodolfo.
Rodolfo. My apologies.
And he goes up the ladder.
Well,
Well, let's go see if the ambassador has anything for us.
yeah, let's head there.
All right, you make your way over there, and
Well, we return the keys first.
well, yeah.
Put them back in the barrel.
Well, the barrel's how you get in here.
Yeah. Well, return the keys, however.
Yeah,
You know.
just go back to the goose and just give him them in the tea bags.
Yeah.
And then the two guards let you back inside the little abode for Skull Island here, and the Pelican looks up and he says, "Hi, there you are."
Good morning.
Well, I hope that that the spice of life was as good as I've been told it is.
A little expensive, but yeah.
Yes, well, sometimes it's worth it. But at any rate, I think I've found your lost paperwork.
Oh.
And on it says the Ferris 45.
uh,
And it has your ship's signet on it. It says, routing from Skull Island to Wisteria and other things of that nature.
yeah, it's quite amazing you were able to find it.
Oh yes, it was a little hard to find, but we all have our ways of getting information quickly. And I'll make sure that everyone who needs to know is informed. He kind
Is
of
that
winks
letter
at
you need us to deliver?
He's like, ah, yes, and that is all I ask. And he gives a letter to you. It's got like a, if like the stamps. It's got a little skull of it, looking like the Skull Mountain.
Okay, and who exactly do you need us to deliver this to?
So the person that I would like you to deliver this to, I think the best person for the job is going to be, well, I suppose you could do one of two things. You could try to give it to the headmistress of Pigswick, if you're lucky. Getting some magical accounts to recognize our witch doctors would definitely go a long ways. Or you can simply give it to the foreign exchange. Make it so it reaches the eyes of their diplomats.
Gotcha.
All right, so I guess Max will take the paperwork since he's the admirable of the ship.
All right.
Man, he's more powerful than Kane at this point.
And that should be everything in order.
Yeah, thanks.
What was your name, sir?
Ah, yes, I'm Ambassador Lars.
Well, thank you for hearing us out and helping us.
Well, it is part of my job to make sure that things run smoothly, and sometimes things come around to help me too.
We'll remember your kindness.
Well, perhaps I'm being too overt. You are doing a favor for me, and I did it as a favor for you. Is this not how we tend to work in Skull Island?
This
Yeah,
is
you're
true,
right.
but nonetheless, we appreciate your help.
Well, this was a relatively simple job. It really is. You have access to quite a few of these materials as an ambassador. But Captain Avery will have to hear about this, unfortunately, in order to continue the pretense.
Well, like we said, we know who he is, so
Yeah.
he seems to like us, so
I've done work for him before.
Yes. Well, then when he hears about the Ferris 45, he should be fine.
Name
Exemption.
pending.
well, thanks.
Yeah, we can. After all that paperwork, we could finally get a map.
But you already have a map. Lars gave you one.
No, of the. Oh, I thought you meant of like the whole the world map.
Oh, you want the map of the world map? Yeah, they don't sell those to foreigners, just the ones of Hamamitsu.
Oh.
Based on what Rodolfo told you, if you wanted something like that, you'd have to ask the Yakuza for it. And have the right code word.
Wow. For a map.
Man, they hate foreigners here.
Oh, does shopping in general exclude foreigners?
No, you can go. I mean, you already went to the tea shop. You can buy things. It's just
Not maps.
Mushu is very secluded. They don't want anyone knowing more about them than the absolute bare minimum. Just a point this direction, point that direction kind of knowledge. Anything about the inner workings of it, they like to keep to themselves.
Will I get arrested if I make my own map?
And you could.
We should probably get going, Ferris.
Yeah. Let's get going. Thank you again, Lars. Well, I guess you told us we're doing a favor, so yeah, we'll try to carry that out.
We won't try, we will. In any case, good day.
Good day. All right, and I think that is where we will end. You have your credentials.
Okay, yay, paperwork.
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 And we will see you all next time, viewers, where Ice will be able to take over for 2 hours instead of me. But yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Mhm.